What is up, my ninjas? Shinobi here. Another Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls video for you guys, and today is an extra special video. I'm so pumped to talk about this stuff and show you guys this stuff because you guys know, if you've been watching the streams, if you've been watching the YouTube channel for a while now, you'll know that I love the Pet Witch Doctor, and they got a big nerf hammer a long while back. I was pushing the leaderboards with them, getting up I got up to rank 2 with it. It's just a really fun spec, and it just really has a lot of really cool characteristics behind it. The single target's awesome and everything like that, but when they got nerfed, you know, Jade was kind of the way to go. And now in patch 2.2 in Season 3 here, the Pet Witch Doctor is looking fantastic, and it's going to be the way to go in season 3 here in 2.2. I do need to do some more testing and everything like that, but I've been doing some testing for the past few days. I didn't get a chance to actually play during the community buff that we got, where we got found tons of legendaries getting a 2,000% buff. I was focusing on season 2. The servers were really laggy, and the the queue times are 3 hours long. So but I am in there now, and I am testing this stuff, and you're gonna see other class videos as well, so not just the Witch Doctor. But I want to start with this one because I just love the Pet Witch Doctor. It's my favorite spec of all time to play. And second place would be the Whirlwind Barb, and guess what? That's coming back in Season 3 as well. So, oh my god. Going to be probably my favorite season so far. Looking forward to it, guys. You can just see the power of the Pet Witch Doctor in the background there. There has been some changes done, which I'm going to go over. There's some things that I figured out myself that I'm going to go over, and all the gear and everything. I don't even have the best, most optimal gear or anything like that. You have a lot of options on how you can go. You don't have to just focus on one elemental. You can, there's going to be some that are obviously going to be better than others, but there are definitely good benefits from doing different ones. I'm still trying to figure out what the best route is to go. It may be poison, going with Carnival and Dagger of Darts, giving you a nice AoE damage. We all know the Pet Witch Doctor is so great at the single target. So, but the build that I'm going to show you here that you're seeing in the background is a fire build right now, and the items themselves aren't even really that difficult to get that I'm going to show you in this video here. So let me go ahead, let's get into the game. I'll show you guys what exactly I'm talking about and all that, because I'm really I'm so pumped for this. So anyways, let's get into it right now. Let's get into the game. Alright, here we are in-game, and this is my Witch Doctor right here. Like I said before, there are a lot of items that I could get to make the Witch Doctor a lot better, getting Dagger of Darts, Star Metal, things like that. There are a lot of different options, a lot of different ways you can go, but this is what I've been going with so far, and it seems to be very strong. I'm going to talk about some of the changes with the Witch Doctor, and kind of the build setup that I'm using at this current moment. So let's run through the items first, and then I'll get into some of the changes and the build and all that kind of stuff. So using the Mask of Jerem helmet, using the Tasker and Theo gloves. Now we're able to use both of these, and some players thought, oh man, I'm not going to be able to use the Mask of Jerem, I'm not going to be able to use the Tasker and Theo, or even both of them, because of the Blizzard giving us the Zuni pants instead of giving us maybe shoulders as well. Because if they give us Zuni shoulders and Zuni pants instead of Zuni pants and gloves, we would have a lot more options. But you're going to have to try and work around that, and right now I am able to run the Tasker and Theo and the Mask of Jerem because I'm using Arena Royal Grandeur and I'm using the Zuni Moss Pox. Now these are both rolled very badly. These can be much better for sure, but the Zuni, by doing this right here, has enabled me to get that 99% pet damage, to get that attack speed. Now, what you could do is you could get rid of the Zuni Moss Pox and go with the Zuni Moss gloves, and then you could put a Stone of Jordan on or something like that. And I don't know exactly which one would be the stronger route to go. It might be the Tasker and Theo. I still need to do some testing on that, but so far I'm kind of leaning towards Tasker and Theo as far as that goes. But there are some different variations. They have some new items like the Focus and Restraint items here. I can show you right here. I have one of them, where you can see how it all kind of comes together. So you can see the big damage increases you get from Focus and Restraint. Is that going to be a way to go, or are we gonna go with this kind of setup right here? You might be wondering, why am I not using double Unity combo? Well, let's go over the Zuni pieces real quick, and I'll now go through the rest of the items. So the way that it works now is a 2-piece bonus is your fetish army lasts until they die. I've been saying this needs to be right there forever now, and I'm glad they put it as a 2-piece bonus. The 4-piece bonus, you and your pets take 2% less damage for every fetish you have alive. That's awesome. That is really cool, because that was the main problem with the fetishes in the past. They would just die too easily. Once you went past like a tier 35, they would just die really quickly, and then, you know, it was really bad. So it really made it so that you actually had to get star metal to even be somewhat viable to try and use the pet build. But you don't really need star metal as much, even though star metal is awesome. But you're mainly going to want star metal for star metal kukri for the you know, getting your big bad voodoo up like all the time. That's mainly what you're going to want it for. But dagger darts is another option, like I said before too. Then we also have the 6-piece bonus, which is enemies hit by your mana spenders take 275% more damage from your pets for 4 seconds. That's a big boost of damage, especially on single target. On single target, you just melt things. It is crazy. However, I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of this stuff here. So let's talk about the 4-piece a little bit. The 4-piece itself, 2%, so you get 2%, so you take a look. I get 7 fetishes right off the bat. Plus, with your fetish sycophants passive, you get another 15. That's 22. 22 times 2 is 44% damage reduction for you and your pets. More importantly, your pets, because you don't want them to die. And you saw in that tier 42, my pets weren't dying. Oh, it's so awesome. You have no idea how psyched I am for this, because I've been saying this for the past year now almost, that we need to get this return. We need to get the pets surviving, and my cries and your cries have been heard, and it's so great, man. I'm so glad that they revamped the Zunimas. Now, also take a look at the 6-piece here. Now, this is a little bit tricky. Now, you can get away with using something like Haunt, and now Haunt is a mana spender, and you can individually target what you want to put it on, which is great. So, but what happens when you have, you know, 30 monsters stacked in one area or something like that? How do you make it so that you make sure you get that mana spender on the correct monster? Well, the way that kind of works is your pets choose what they're going to attack. They're going to attack whatever's closest to them. So you can't really choose yourself. So what you would do, let's say that I was running through and I was killing stuff, and let's say there's a whole bunch of monsters right here, but I want to kill this monster, right? So what I would do is, when my pets get on that monster, let's say it's the elite or something like that, whatever my pets are on, you want to watch for that. You want to watch the health bars on the monsters and see which ones are going down. The ones that are going down the quickest, you want to throw your Haunt on that, because that's what most of them are focusing on. And then that way you can really boost the damage with your 6-piece here. Now in single target it's really easy, because you just literally just, you know, throw your Haunt on there, burst a lot of damage, but on AoE it's a little bit more different. So you know, that's kind of what you need to do, and that's kind of some of the gameplay that I've been kind of going with here. So, like I said, using Mask of Jerem, using Tasker and Theo. Now, you could go with Augilds with the bracers and the shoulders here, especially when you get to the really high tiers. Getting some reduction there would be really nice. The elite damage, you know, it's okay. You don't really need elite damage as much on the Witch Doctor, because you just plow through those single target elites, right? So it's not as important. But you know, using Strong Arm Bracers, which counteracts really nicely with the Piranha NATO, which you get Piranha NATO up like pretty much all the time. So you know, that can be very, very nice. Help you with the trash mobs, help you, you know, with clearing through the rift. But Augilds, shoulders and bracers is a viable option. Kind of weigh your choices there. Now let's talk about this item right here, Belt of Transcendence. Now this is a new item we have in the game. Summon a fetish sycophant when you hit with a mana spender. So remember, we're using the Haunt, and you'll notice that I'm not using Plague of Toads. Finally, we don't have to use Plague of Toads anymore. Oh my god, it's so great. So we don't have to use Plague of Toads. It's great. What do we do now? Well, we just spam Haunt, and you actually build fetishes up quite quickly. Let me show you a little demonstration here. Let's just go, you know, to here. It's T6, so things die a little bit quicker. So let's just go ahead, hit some right clicks in there. 3, 4, that's a single target mob. This is especially good if you were to die on a Rift Guardian, let's say. You die on a Rift Guardian, remember how you have to like reset and you don't have any trash to build up your fetishes on? This is great for single target. And also good for this. Look at this. Boom. Building it up. There we go. We're at 12. It goes even faster, obviously, if I'm on a harder difficulty because the monsters aren't dying really quickly. There we go. 15. There it is. Just like that. So great. Comes up so fast. It's so beautiful. So, and are you going to use something like that over a witching hour? Quite possibly, and this is why. If you use a witching hour, you see they get a 13.8% damage increase. That's pretty great, but Mass Confusion, with not having to use your Rain of Toads anymore, Mass Confusion gives you a 20% damage increase. And, you know, with things like Grave Injustice, you can actually keep that going, which is really great. So, yeah, that's pretty crazy. So now also we need to talk about this, because I did a little bit of testing on this today on the PTR, and it says here, summon a Fetish Sycophant when you hit with a mana spender. So yeah, we know it works with Haunt, but am I still going to want to use Fetish Sycophants, right? Well, what they changed recently on the PTR, and I'll put a little screenshot of it up there for you. It says that when you summon your Fetish Sycophants, they will gain the whatever your highest elemental damage is, they're going to gain the benefit from that. So no longer are your Fetish Sycophants just physical. They can be any elemental you want, whatever the highest one it is that you want. Now, it doesn't say it on the actual ability itself. It's built into the Fetish Sycophants, not just the passive. It looks misleading on the PTR patch notes. It's not just the passive, it's also anything that says Fetish Sycophants. Now, it's not Fetish Army. Fetish Army's different, but Fetish Sycophants, boom, just like that. So it actually does work on here. So using the passive, the only benefit you're getting is an extra 15% chance to summon, which is not that big of a deal. So you don't really have to use that as well. So what this belt is literally doing is that it's replacing one of your passives and one of your abilities. It's replacing 2 skills with one of these. That's great. That's a huge boost into your damage, to lots of things. So, because I'm using a Hellfire Amulet, and I got Jungle Fortitude on this one, remember I said I am a fire build, I get to use Gruesome Feast, Pierced Veil, Grave Injustice, and I'm using Tribal Rights because my Fetish Army, my Big Bad Voodoo, and my Mass Confusion cooldowns are reduced by 25%. So I get to use that. Or you can maybe use Spirit Vessel, or maybe you don't have the amulet like I do. You can just go Jungle Fortitude or something. You have a couple more options. So definitely very interesting. So like I said, you saw pretty much all the items using Devastator because it gives me fire damage, an ancient weapon, just a kind of filler weapon right now because to just go with the fire theme. The Zunimas offhand had some changes done to it. Now, if you aren't going to play on seasonal, right, and you have the Zunimas set already, well, what happens is it's retroactive, so it's going to go over the set properties, the set bonuses are going to go over when you go into the next season when the patch goes through. All right, so. You can use the Zunimas, but here it's actually a primary. They changed the Zunimas String of Skulls, where you get Fetish Army damage on it as a primary. So that you will have to find a new one for. So like I said, I don't have that right now. That'd be nice to get. Let's actually try and get it right now. Let's see what happens. All right, let's see offhand. Can we get it? Nope, fail. Thanks, Kadala. Anyways, so as you can see, yeah, that's pretty much it right there. So you can see that's pretty much the whole setup that I'm going with right now. I have 710,000 health, and I have that reduction. I'm not using double unity because I get 44% reduction here. Now you could maybe go with double unity in the future. That means you're going to have to drop the Tasker and Theo, go with the double unity right here instead of the Zunimas Pox, go with the Zunimas Gloves. And then you can get the double unity and you'll have a lot of reduction, which is really great. And that could be really nice for the really high tiers, but I don't know if that's what we're going to have to end up going for. There's still more testing that needs to be done with that. So far I've been testing like the lower to mid 40s. But as far as can the Pet Witch Doctor hit above tier 50? Yes, it definitely can with all the right optimized stats, gear, everything like that. The Witch Doctor is a force to be reckoned with in Season 3. definitely looking forward to it. And let's just run over the spec here. So like I said, I had the Mass Confusion, Paranoia, Haunt, the Poison one, because you get the 20% damage bonus. Then you have Spirit Walk with Jaunt. Another option could be going with the Mana one, so that way you can spam your Haunt a little bit more to get it on all the targets. So that is an option. You have Fetish Army, Tiki Torches. Remember, this is fire, so I get 7 guys, and this does a little bit of AoE damage for me, which AoE is lacking. That's kind of the only thing that's lacking. So Dagger Darts, Carnival might be the best way to go, but this is definitely a very viable way. Big Bad Voodoo, Slam Dance, Piranha NATO, like I said, Gruesome Feast, Pierce of Veil, Grave Injustice, Tribal Rights, and I also got the other passive of Jungle Fortitude right there. So yeah, I'm still doing a lot of testing on stuff. Really looking forward to pumping out more videos, especially for the Witch Doctor. My plan for Season 3 right now, the way that I want to go with it is I want to dedicate a week to each class. So let's say Season 3 comes out. First week I do Witch Doctor, second week I do Barb, third week I do Crusader, fourth week I do Demon Hunter, you know, kind of like that. That's not the order that I'm going to do it, but kind of like that. So that way in the first month and a half, I can constantly keep putting out videos for you guys and also have some variety on my streams, because I'm going to play all the classes. And then after I gear them all out and everything like that, then I'll have probably a good month and a half, 2 months to push the leaderboards and optimize the gear even further for the classes. And I want to try and see just the potential of all the classes and kind of have a lot more variety behind it. My prediction is that Season 3 will probably be about 4 months long. This one was 2 months long, but it's because we didn't have very much content. There's so much more content in this season that I feel like it's going to be about 3 to 4 months in that area. So I feel like I can get enough stuff done, but who knows? RNGesus might screw me over. Kadala might screw me over, which she loves doing that, as you guys know. But that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, found some useful information out of it. Let me know if you're playing the Pet Witch Doctor. If you have any questions about the Witch Doctor, put them down below, or come see me over at my live stream. Link is right down below. Stream full-time, and I YouTube full-time. So thanks everybody once again, and I'll see you guys next time, and my name is Shinobi. Thanks for watching.